In the last video, we set up what a positive externality is, something like education that we want more of because it's a big benefit to society to have an educated workforce, to have more educated people. And so what does that look like graphically? What's a model that we can use to represent that? And so in our model, we're going to have a normal setup of price and quantity. We're going to have an upward sloping supply and a downward sloping demand, just like we always do. But now we're going to say that this is the marginal social cost of education. And this demand, what's the demand look like? This is the marginal private benefit. So when I consider, should I get an education? Should I get a college education? Should I have the tassel on my hat? It doesn't look anything like that, but that's a college graduation hat, all right? What I'm considering is the benefit to myself and then the cost to myself. The cost is the cost that society has to bear for producing education. But I only consider the benefit to myself. I ignore that there might be an extra benefit for society. And so what that's going to determine is this equilibrium point. So we're going to call that the price at the market and the quantity for this market. But what we know is that when there are externalities, that this is wrong. This got it wrong. The market got it wrong. How did it get it wrong? Well, it got it wrong because individuals are only considering themselves when it comes to the benefit. And what we know is that, okay, this is the benefit to you. Yes, let's say that is the benefit to you. So we'll call that A. But there's this extra benefit, we'll call that B, that is given to society. I don't want to use imposed like a negative externality, but it's given to society. It helps society. So this is the extra benefit to society. Or we look at this one. Maybe that this is C. This is the benefit to this individual for college, but there is this extra benefit that society gets on top of that. And again, we could say that this is D, but there's this extra benefit on top of that. So if we were to connect all these benefits, we get this new curve, right? So this is the marginal social benefit. It's the benefit to me plus everybody else. It's the benefit to me, the graduate, plus everybody else. So you add those two things together and you get what the social benefit is. Okay? So where should the market be? The market should be there. So that is socially optimal. That spot right there. And so what that price and quantity show is that we need more of this. So we have Q socially optimal and we have P socially optimal and we need more of this. So where are the positive exchanges that are not taking place? Well, anytime you have a social cost and a social benefit line where the social benefit is greater than the social cost, but it's not taking place. So where do we see that? Well, let's look at this. Here's social cost, here's social benefit, here's the exchanges that are taking place, so they're stopping right here, right? So if I do this, I can see that this social benefit is greater than this social cost. Again, if the social benefit, marginal social benefit, is greater than the marginal social cost, that should take place. That should be done. But it's not, because this market is determined by the marginal private benefit and the marginal social cost. Where those are equal is equilibrium, but what we said before is equilibrium when there's externalities is wrong. So this highlighted section right here, where the social benefit is greater than the social cost, but it's not taking place, is where we find the area of deadweight loss. So how do you get this market to do more? How do you get this market to do more? How would you increase the quantity that is exchanged in this market? Well, what do they do with education? They subsidize it, right? So they pay people to go to school, or they lower the cost of going to school. So what that's going to do is that's going to help people realize that they should do more of this. They're internalizing the benefit oh, there's that extra benefit. I'm paid extra money to go to college. Well, I will do more of that. So we're going to shift this demand curve upward. So then the marginal social benefit will be the same as the marginal private benefit, and you will determine equilibrium where MSB equals MSC. So that's this socially optimal point right there, where MSC equals MSB. All right, so that's how you graph a positive externality, and the way that you try to fix the problem of not having enough of a positive externality is you subsidize it.